For the past 10 years, people of all fitness backgrounds have made their way through the streets of downtown Des Moines, running the Grand Blue Mile.
We wanted folks to cross a finish line and feel like an Olympic champion, even if it was the first time they were doing a walk or a run, maybe with their family, maybe on their own.
How can we have an event where moms and dads and kids can come together and be part of an event together?
The idea for the Grand Blue Mile was discussed nearly 2 years before the first race. Brian Brown, then director of the Drake Relays, and Christopher Linja, Wellmark's senior brand marketing manager, were collaborating on an event that can merge a city, two of its prominent brands, and fitness all into one.
It took us probably about 2 years to get to a place where we felt comfortable with the model, and we were actually ready to launch something and then see if Des Moines embraced it.
It was downtown, it was the Drake Relays week, it was a competitive opportunity for those who are in the running community. It was just right.
The distance was also right.
The mile is a really fantastic distance because it's accessible to runners and walkers of all ability. We're all familiar with it, having done it in PE as an elementary or middle school student.
What we wanted to do was create something with a very low threshold. So for those people who are just getting active, we wanted something that they could feel like they could participate in and that their success would be equally celebrated.
Deciding to go with a mile run would eventually give organizers more to celebrate. But first, they needed to drum up excitement.
Why Grand Blue Mile? It was a combination of maybe fate, but then also it just fit.
I think we had like the blue sky mile, maybe the Great Midwest Mile was in there. I'd have to go back and look at some of them, but those I feel like we were trying to create a brand, and when you don't have anything to prove year one, you kind of want the event to sound like it's something, even though it's really nothing until people show up.
The ownership that Des Moines took of the event and accepted it as part of the Drake Relays.
We just both kind of took a leap of faith, knowing that we were doing the right things for the right reason, and people showed up that first year.
More than 1,000 people participated, making year one a success.
And so when we did that right out of the gate in our first year, it was a little bit of a pat on the back, and then, oh wow, we only got 364 days till the next event.
The Grand Blue Mile, as we know it now, finishes right here at the corner of 13th and Grand in front of the Wellmark building. But the first race never even touched Grand. In fact, this building wasn't even built yet.
So the course has changed a little bit over the past several years.
The routes for year 1 and 2 were point-to-point races. The first starting at Meredith, ending at then Nollins Plaza. Year 2 started in the East Village and went straight down Grand, finishing at 13th Street. In 2012, organizers introduced the U-shape route, and it stayed the same through 2017 until the starting line was moved back to 17th Street. The U-shape routes and Des Moines' flat terrain was also attractive to the USA 1 Mile Road Championships.
For the Grand Blue Mile to attract that kind of attention, and more than once, athletes were clamoring to get in the event.
And now, heading into our 10th anniversary, we'll have hosted the USA 1 Mile Championships 50% of our years. I mean, 5 out of 10 years, which has been an amazing partnership.
Since concocting the concept of the Grand Blue Mile, it's now the 3rd largest race of its kind.
How far this thing has come, literally from a seed of an idea in a conference room.
I'm just so proud of what Blake Bowden has continued to do, alongside of certainly Chris's support, and just the community, the way they continue to really stay the course.
The next decade for the Grand Blue Mile, it will continue to grow and emerge as an international destination for the mile distance. But more than that, it will really, truly, on a grassroots level, enable Iowans to begin their own fitness journey.
Which was the same goal for year 1, year 10, and years to come. For Drake Sports Media, I'm Michael Admire.